Hi, my name is Sally Mayer from Midreshet Lindenbaum, and it's my pleasure to share a brief thought about Purim with you. The Gemara in Megillah Daf Daled Amud Aleph speaks of the mitzvah to read the Megillah twice on Purim, at night and also during the day. And the Gemara wants to understand, why is it that we read it twice and not simply once? So the Gemara brings two different sources as an answer. Number one is by Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and it's the pasuk from Tehillim, Parakaf Bet, and the pasuk is Elokai ekra yomam v'lo ta'aneh v'layla v'lo dumi ali. Hashem, I call out, my God, I call out in the day, and you do not answer, and at night I still am not silent. The second pasuk, the second source, is from Rabbi Chelbo in the name of Ula Bira, and he uses a totally different pasuk, L'man yizamercha kavod v'lo yidom Hashem Elokai le'olam odeka, so that I can sing out to you about your glory, and I will not be silent. Hashem, my God, I will always thank you. And from the fact that it's repeated that I will not be silent and I will always thank you, we understand that we are reading the Megillah twice. What's the difference between these two psukim? So I think if we look carefully at the two psukim, we'll see that they really give very different impressions of what the Megillah is really all about. The first pasuk that teaches us that we read it twice is talking about crying out to Hashem in distress and not being answered and continuing to pray. The second pasuk is about singing out the glory of Hashem and thanking Him and not stopping to thank Him. Very, very different perspectives, very, very different psukim. And what are these two trying to say? So I think that the two different psukim, the two different sources, are really reflecting two different views of the Purim story. The view of the first, the view of Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, that uses the pasuk about crying out in distress, speaks of Purim as a very scary story. It's really a story about the near destruction of the Jewish people, and how simple it was, how easy it was for Haman to almost kill us. And on the other hand, the second opinion about L'man yizamercha kavod v'lo yidom is the story of Purim as we usually think about it, as a happy story, as a story of celebration and salvation and thanksgiving. And I think that perhaps the bringing of both of these is trying to teach us that Purim really is a mixture of both. We usually think about Purim as a happy story, as simply a story of joy and salvation, and that's how we celebrate Purim with great simcha. However, there's a side of Purim that also is sad and scary and talks about the fragility of the Jew, especially the Jew in Galut. And I think that as we celebrate Purim, we can keep both of these in mind. On the one hand, the great salvation and the great joy that we have in Purim, and on the other hand, the sense that indeed, it was a scary story, and it's a story of the Jew who is unstable. When the Gemara later talks about why we don't say Hallel on Purim, the Gemara discusses that we were really, at the end of the story, ultimately still the servants of Achashverosh, and we were not autonomous and free people in our own land. And so as we celebrate Purim, not only can we celebrate the joy, but we can also add a tefillah that the Reshit Tzmichat Gulatenu of Medina Israel will continue to flower, and that Hashem will continue to bless us with His protection as we, Be'ezrat Hashem, continue on the path to the full Geulah.